Hey foodies, welcome to CookingShooking. One of my first eggless baking without oven recipes on the channel was a tiranga cake or tricolor cake, and recently many of you have been asking me for a rainbow cake recipe in cooker. So that's what we are doing today. Let us start making this rainbow cake in a pressure cooker. First of all, let's preheat the cooker. So here I've got a pressure cooker to which I'm going to add in about a cup of table salt. Then place a wire stand and cover the pressure cooker without the rubber gasket inside it while we are making the batter. To make the batter, we're going to start by preparing the dry and wet ingredients. So dry first. Here I've got about 1.5 cups of plain flour or Maida, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Now we're going to sieve these together to ensure they are well mixed and a little bit of air is also incorporated to this flour mixture. Coming to the wet ingredients, we're going to mix vinegar and vanilla essence along with the milk and keep it aside for a few minutes. Into the bowl, add the room temperature butter along with the oil. You know it, butter and oil together helps with flavor and texture at the same time. Next ingredient is powdered sugar. I will now whip it for a minute to ensure the sugar is well dissolved. A cup full of condensed milk goes in next, and it has to be whipped until thick, pale and viscous. And there we are, the condensed milk is really well whipped and looks great. Next, I'm going to add in about half of the milk mixture and all of the dry ingredients to the batter and then pulse it a couple of times. After that, start the machine in lower speeds to mix the batter really well whilst pouring rest of the milk. The batter looks great. To speed things up, I will divide the batter into 6 individual bowls equally, about 155 grams in each bowl, and then I will color the batter using liquid food colors. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue and violet are the colors that I am using today. Looks colorful and great. We are going to transfer the batter from the bowls to individual cake tins. For each color, here I have 5.5 inch cake tins which I have greased and lined with parchment paper. The cake tins are ready. We are going to bake them now. So here I have the cooker which I am going to open, and we are going to take one dark color. Place one more wire stand above it because we are going to bake 2 cakes at once. And then we are going to place the second cake tin, cover the cooker and bake it in medium flame for about 10 to 14 minutes. Sometimes what happens is when we are making 2 cakes at once in a small cooker like this, the bottom one will cook faster than the above one. So just cook the top layer for 2 to 3 minutes longer. So while the last batch of my cakes are baking, let us start making the icing for the cake. In this case, it is going to be whipped cream. Here I've got around 400 milliliters of whipping cream which I will whip until stiff peaks. This non-dairy whipping cream is already sweet, no need to add more sugar to this. After whipping it for about 6 to 7 minutes, the cream looks absolutely perfect. All my cakes are baked and they have cooled to room temperature, so now we're going to assemble and tire them up. To begin with, remove the parchment paper from all of these cakes. So here I've got a turntable and a cake base placed on top of it. To the cake base, I will dab a little bit of whipped cream and then place a violet cake. Using a serrated knife, I will trim the top of the cake as well. So here I've got some simple sugar syrup which is basically sugar and water boiled together. I've added this to a spray bottle. I will spray the sugar syrup evenly on top of the cake. Now we will begin sandwiching the colors. So I have taken some whipped cream in a spatula, going to spread it around really well. You can keep the layer of cream thicker or thinner as you like it, just ensure it is really well spread. Now all you have to do is place the next layer and repeat the sequence. Over the last layer, which is red color, we are going to place a dollop of whipped cream, a big dollop, and then start spreading it around. Notice the bubble? That really speaks well of how soft and spongy this cake is going to be. We will start covering the sides of the cake as well using the whipped cream and an offset spatula. This is going to be a thin crumb coat to prevent cake crumbs from being visible in the final look. As the colorful cake crumbs stick to the crumb coat, we are going to take a huge dollop of whipped cream and then start spreading it as before. For a really smooth and even final look, you can use a dough scraper and start scraping the excess from the sides of the cake. Finally, even the top of the cake by spreading any overlaps and removing any excess cream from the top. For the rainbow look of the rainbow cake, I am going in for some colored white chocolate ganache. Basically, heat 200 milliliters of fresh cream or milk, add 250 grams of white chocolate, mix it around, divide into 6 bowls. Color it using 6 liquid food colors and then use spoons to pour a little bit on the sides of the cake. You can also use a sauce bottle or a piping bag for the same job, but I just prefer spoons for this. I will keep the top of the cake simple by using just a few golden sugar balls. The cake is done, let's slice. The cake looks absolutely colorful and delicious, doesn't it? If you have watched my sponge cake recipe, then you know how the texture is going to be, so everything is guaranteed and foolproof. So why don't you try this out in your home kitchen and share with me how it goes for you. This rainbow cake is a perfect cake for any occasion. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to watch more and subscribe. Bye.